Lecture 9, Deleting Records with Delete. At some point, you will come across data that is no longer needed. Maybe a record was added by mistake, or maybe you're cleaning up outdated information. When that happens, SQL gives you the delete statement. It allows you to remove records from a table entirely. While simple in syntax, delete should always be used carefully, since the action is permanent. In this lecture, you will learn how to use the delete statement to remove records from a table. We'll explore how to target specific rows, what happens when you delete without a condition, and how to avoid unintended data loss. We will also discuss best practices for testing your delete logic before actually applying it. Objectives of the lecture. By the end of this lecture, you will be able to understand the purpose and structure of the delete statement, learn how to safely remove specific rows from a table using conditions, recognize the impact of deleting without a where clause, apply best practices when working with destructive commands. The basic delete statement. The basic syntax of the delete command looks like this. If you want to delete a record from this table, as we have 19 records of students in here, and you just want to delete any of these, for example, we just want to delete the last one. So you write in here as delete from student, the table name, and you will just write a condition here where, for example, you just want to delete the record of 19 ID number, so you will write in here as ID equals 19 and semicolon, and you will run this query by just executing this one. And when you just click on this one, here you can see the 19th record has been deleted and it is permanently deleted. There is no way to undo that, as we discussed earlier that you should be careful before applying this query. So this is how you can delete a record using this syntax in SQL. Let's look at the part of this command. Delete from student. This tells SQL which table to delete from, and where ID is equal to 19, this filters the deletion to only one row based on the condition. Without that where clause, the result is much more dangerous. If you write in here as delete from students and just semicolon in here, then this will delete every single row in the table. We cannot apply that as we have this table right now. So, but if you just run this query, then every row in this table will be deleted. Deleting with multiple conditions. Just like in select and update, you can combine conditions. For example, if you want to have multiple conditions for deleting, you can just write delete from table name student and where age is greater than 25 and ID is greater than 8. And when you just run this query by clicking in here and run again, so here you can see we have only these records, like some are missing here. You can see the 11 is missing, 13 and 14 are missing, and the rest are missing because it just deleted the record where age was greater than 25 and the ID was greater than 8. So ID number 8, this condition was applied to delete the record whose age was greater than 25. So this is how you can apply multiple conditions to delete a record in SQL. Conditions give you full control over which records are affected. Always double check them before running your command. Safe deleting tips. Here's a useful habit. Before using delete, run a select with the same condition. For example, if you delete a record of Justin, you can just first of all just use the select statement and just backspace that, run this query and just write where name equals Justin, for example, and run this query. Here you can see now you know this record should be deleted, and you can just apply this query, or you can just use the ID, as ID is a primary key, so you should use ID is equal to 5 and run this query. So you will have the same record, but as ID is a primary key and it is not repeated nor null and has a unique value as well. So this is how you can find a record that you want to delete. Now you can apply that. For example, delete from student and where id equals 5. So when you just run this query in here, now you can see there is no record with that id. For example, you just backspace that and run this query, you will have no record as that id record has been deleted. So this is how you should use a select statement first before running a delete command. Some environments also support the limit keyword to control how many rows get deleted, though this is not supported in all SQL versions. Another way to protect your data is by using transactions. More on that in later lectures. But for now, the key is testing and confirming before running delete. When to use delete? Use a delete statement when a record was added by mistake, a user or student is no longer active. You need to clean out old or irrelevant data. Duplicate entries need to be removed manually. Deleting should always be deliberate and well thought out. Once it's done, the data is gone unless you have a backup.